This is the plaintiff, Alan Hovsepian, a desperate, middle-aged simp. He claims the defendant, Ashley Jablonski, is a gold-digging tease and that she robbed him blind on their dinner date by ordering the whole damn menu like a pig at a trough. This is the defendant, Ashley Jablonski. She says the plaintiff is a cheapskate dwarf she's not attracted to at all, and that he was anything but a gentleman on their date. Permanent judges Anush Hakimi and Peter Shariari are joined by civilian guest judge John Braun, a no-nonsense Texan cattle rancher who loves nothing more than putting stinking, whiny city slickers and their entitlement in their place.
You may be seated.
You two, please stand up. Before we wade into the murky waters of your mutual accusations, I want to thank you. You could have filed a civil suit, hired attorneys, gone after motions, but you chose to throw caution into the wind and come to the court of maximum justice, where there is trial by pain and humiliation. For that, we salute you. Now, I have read the complaint and the answer. Mr. Hovsepian, you claim that you were hustled by the defendant, Ms. Jablonski. You claim that you met her online on an online dating app, that she feigned interest in you, that you went out on a date, a very expensive dinner date. That was her recommendation, and that she had no interest in you whatsoever. And you believe that all she wanted was an expensive meal. Ms. Jablonski claims that she liked you when she was talking to you on your online app, but then when she met you in person, she just wasn't that into you at all. And that everyone knows that the gentleman pays the tab. Now, Mr. Hovsepian, let's start with you. Why don't you tell us what happened, please, sir?
Well, I think you got my part of the story correct. You know, we met on Tinder, and in my opinion, it was just very unusual from the start, because normally when you meet, you come up with suggestions of where to go, and immediately she wanted to go to dinner. Most people just get together somewhere really quick so they can have like a coffee, because you never know if you really actually mesh together. So,
Mr. Hovsepian, you're an adult. Did she hold a gun to your head? Did she force you to take her to, I saw the receipt that you submitted with your complaint. It's a 4-star restaurant.
well, Your Honor,
Did she force you to go there?
my belief is that she coerced me to do it with false pretenses.
At what point during the date, because, you know, I've seen the receipt. It was a $1,200 bill. At what point in the date did you realize that she was allegedly taking you for a ride?
When she started to order multiple meals. I mean,
Okay, why didn't you just get up and leave then?
I don't know. I guess that I was embarrassed. You know, I thought maybe I could turn things around and figure out why this is happening to me. So
Okay, Ms. Jablonski, I'm going to turn to you. What do you have to say about this?
Well, it was my birthday and I wanted to do something special and memorable. And we talked on the phone every day. It's Los Angeles. And he offered. And so I agreed to it.
How frequently do you go out on dates, Ms. Jablonski?
A few times a month. I'm trying to find Mr. Right and get married.
At what point during your date did you realize that you weren't into the plaintiff?
He was just asking very personal questions that I just wasn't comfortable asking.
Like what?
Like sexual questions.
Is that
He
true,
obviously
Mr.
had
Hovsepian? Did you ask her
expectations.
sexual questions?
no, we were mostly talking about my finances the entire date. So I don't know where she comes up with sexual questions.
Okay, when did the alleged sexual questions start?
Like when we ordered the first drink.
Okay. You felt uncomfortable after the first drink, yet you proceeded to order multiple
because I was
appetizers?
uncomfortable, so
Excuse me, I'm talking, ma'am.
Okay.
I want to understand what you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
okay? After the first drink, You felt uncomfortable. He's asking you sexual questions, yet you ordered multiple appetizers. What I see is multiple entrees. I don't understand why somebody would order 4 entrees. Mr. Jablonski, I'm going to turn it over to Judge Peter.
You said it was your birthday, Mr. Jablonski?
Yes.
On that day. And you chose to spend it with a stranger.
Well, I thought we had a connection.
Do you have any family in Los Angeles?
I do. My whole family lives here.
They didn't want to take you out for your birthday?
I want to get married. I'm looking for a serious relationship.
The evidence that was submitted in this case by the plaintiff, Mr. Hovsepian, and he submitted a receipt from the restaurant Le Petit Étoilé. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yes.
And I can see quite a few orders. Wagyu ribeye, $220. Lobster thermidor. Duck Lange. Was this malicious?
I don't know.
Did you eat any of this food, sir?
I had a little bit of the steak, but I kind of lost my appetite.
So you're a guy who took a woman out, and you find yourself in the unique position of being a guy who picked up the bill and didn't get anything for it. I'm so sorry for you. Such a horrible thing happened to you. First time I've ever heard it in my life. Welcome to the club. In California, just as any state in the union, there is a set of rules when it comes to these situations. The first thing that controls is social norms. The social norm would be that the guy picks up the tab, unless there was a prior agreement to do anything differently. So let me ask the defendant, was there any discussion whatsoever about the bill and who would pay?
No.
Did he say to you, I want to invite you out? Did he use those words?
Yes.
Did you ever ask him to invite you out?
Not that I recall.
No? So I'd like the court to have in reference Plaintiff's Exhibit B, a series of text messages between the defendant and the plaintiff. Have you been shown this document, ma'am, before this hearing today, the text messages?
No.
Did you submit this document to the defendant before today?
Yes.
I'm going to read it in case, and you tell me if you sent this or not.
Okay.
I'm sure it will be great. If you really want me to be happy, maybe you can take me to Le Petit Étoilé. Have you been? No, I've never. Want to take me there? Okay, sure. Where is it? I will send you deets. Okay, great. I gotta run. Talk later. You know what that sounds like to me? It sounds like you got shafted and you fell for it. What do you have to say for that?
I think there's a lot of deception, Your Honor.
I would agree.
I think what you said about, the social norms, I think I'm not a lawyer, but what normal people would do, I think, sets the legal precedence. And I don't think a normal person would start dates like this and then do what she did. So
Let me ask you a question. Pardon me. Let me ask you a question. What was your expectation from the date?
my expectation was for us to get to know each other, see if we're a compatible match, and then continue to date. Because, even in our text messages, she said that she'd like to go on multiple dates with me. So
Did you feel that in your prior communications, she was looking for a long-term relationship?
yes,
Is that what you were looking for as well?
I'm hopeful to find a long-term relationship.
Ms. Jablonski, I'm trying to understand why you continued on with the date when you clearly testified that after the first drink, you were no longer interested in the plaintiff. Please explain that to me.
It's rude to leave. I've actually been on dates where the guys have been catfished. Like they would use a photo of an attractive girl and it was actually me. So he should be lucky that it was me that showed up when these guys get catfished, okay? I didn't want to be rude and that's why I stayed.
I understand staying,
Just
I
to
don't
be
understand.
polite.
I don't understand a $1,200 bill.
Well, he was ordering too. It wasn't just me. It was mutual. It takes two.
I ordered two things.
Well, do you want me to
Like a
Zell
normal
you? Because I have
person.
money. I could Zell you.
It's
Why
not
didn't
the
you
money.
Zell him that night? The complaint
I was
says that you
intoxicated.
refused to pay the bill.
Because I didn't want to make a scene. We could have handled this like adults after.
But a scene was made, wasn't it? The police had to come. Why didn't you pay at the restaurant?
Because I didn't have my card on me.
Okay. Do you need your Zelle to do a card?
Well, see, what happened was I had fraud done to my card, and so I wasn't able to use it.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Jablonski. I'm going to turn it over to Judge Bauer.
There's so many like red flags and green flags here. There's an old saying for you, sir, and that's good guys finish last. But we're here for the law. It's difficult to try and convey who we are as men and women with just a few sentences based on lame or generic questions you might find on a dating site. Regardless of all that, you did end up face to face, and this whole situation snowballed. There's no way you couldn't see what was going on, but again, I feel that you were hopeful, and the same goes for you. But it sounds to me like both of you had an agenda. I won't go any further with that other than to say that it didn't work out for either one of you, and that's why we're here now.
Judge Peter has a follow-up question.
Well, this is for just curious, the police came, correct?
Yes.
And what happened with the bill?
So I was under a lot of duress, and the police were saying that we're going to jail if we don't pay the bill. So I can't go to jail, so I was forced to pay the bill under duress, not because I wanted to.
And ma'am, I'll just tell you one thing. He paid for the bill that night, but here's a warning. With friendship, with peace and love, I tell you this, one day you may come across a guy who'll pay the bill and then meet you around the back alley and get what he wants. So it's a dangerous game that you've played. I haven't made a decision yet. I think both of what you've said is compelling. I think we'll take it under submission.
I have one more set of questions. Did she offer to pay the bill that night?
Absolutely not.
Did you offer to pay the bill that night?
No, but after what happened,
Okay, that's enough. That's what I wanted to know. Thank you very much. Judge Barry, more questions?
No, other than my statement I've already made, I just think that both knew what pond they had jumped into, and it should have ended a lot sooner than it did. I don't even think the police should have been brought into it at all. They should have never gone there.
Can I make one final statement?
Go ahead.
Your Honor, whatever you guys decide on this, I respect. I think running up a bill on somebody and basically embarrassing them and punishing them under malicious intent, it may not be against the law, but it's going to damage society. And I think that's what the courts are here for, is to protect our society.
Thank you, Mr. Hovsepian. We're going to take the matter under submission. I'm going to call for a brief recess.
All right.
Glad I'm not single.
Let the disrobing commence. Well, yeah, that guy has it rough getting out there dating. Thank you, my honor. Trying to get out there and date in Los Angeles now, in this day and age.
Anywhere in this
Yeah,
day and
well,
age.
especially Los Angeles, because it's not like planet Earth.
I feel bad for the guy, 100%. But at some point, you have to take personal responsibility for your actions. I'm so glad that I'm not dating anymore. I've been off the market for many, many years. But I look back at the times when I was untethered and I wasn't married or in a relationship. I never took a woman out to dinner on a first date. It was always drinks or coffee.
Conversation.
Conversation.
Great conversation.
You have, especially online, you have no idea who is on the other end of that computer or the application. And this guy, not only did he commit himself to dinner, he committed himself to a dinner at a very, very, very expensive restaurant. So it kind of it boggles my mind why someone would do that.
I want to confess something to you guys. When I was dating on Tinder, I would go the other direction. I would straight up tell the girl, listen, if you want to hang out, you come over to my house, you come over to my place, and we're going to have drinks.
But what kind of girl are you getting that's going to actually come to your place?
Of course, not.
She can't cook.
Sight unseen.
Believe me, she cooked, some of them. Then again, there were some very nice ones that came over too. I have to admit, I don't know why they threw caution to the wind.
You're from, what I would like to call a slightly more vintage generation than Peter and myself.
That's very kind of you.
How has it changed? What's your experience been, and how have you adapted to how things have changed?
Well, my observation, first of all, money, position, and power has certainly reared its ugly head with the help of social media over the last 15 to 20 years. Now it's not so much about who you are, it's what you have.
Simple advice for guys is when I on a first date, I would never invite girls to dinner. It wasn't because I don't want to spend money on dinner. It's because I don't want to spend time.
Of course.
It's the time.
Yeah.
Of course.
Time is much more valuable than money, right?
Well, what guy would want a girl to come out to dinner on the first date?
This guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
This
That
guy
wasn't
did.
his idea, though.
That's true.
That wasn't his
He
idea.
agreed to it.
But he had blinders on. He
Yeah.
was looking at the eye candy, and he was like, "Oh my God, I can't
I think
believe
guys are
this,"
smarter these days, so they know not to do that.
Let's assume that she went in with good intentions. Okay, she sits there. She gave us some story about he said something offensive to her during their drink that they were having at the restaurant, and at that moment she realized this is not the guy for me, and yet she proceeded to order all that food. So this is what makes me believe that she didn't go into this date at all with honest intentions.
Well, she was honest with herself, probably not him.
Right. So she had a nefarious motive when she went into the date. Otherwise, the story of, I knew immediately when I had the first drink with him and he offended me that this guy was not right for me, and yet I ordered all of this food, does not make sense.
She was a foodie fiend.
So what is the contract? What was his expectation?
Well, it's a social contract that is implied that you go out, and if somebody buys you dinner, you have to put out.
But that's
No.
social. That's
Well,
like
what he's
policy,
thinking.
right?
No,
That's not
I
like
know.
a law.
I'm being
but
funny,
yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
No, the I guess the contract in his mind would be, we're going out on a date for the purposes of exploring a romantic relationship. That was not your intention, is what he's saying.
Right.
That was my intention. That was my contract that I had with. But he's not a lawyer. He doesn't understand. In order to have any kind of contract, you need a meeting of the minds.
Precisely.
There was no meeting of the minds.
Unless you say the contract has an implied covenant that you're gonna do your best on the date and put your best foot forward, which is entirely impossible to prove.
Of course.
And it's all verbal. You just have an expectation, a realistic expectation. You said something earlier about just laying it up right up front. Look, I'm broke, I live with my mom, this is what I look like now,
Girls
do you
love
want to
that.
go out with me? And you might actually get some
Girls
action
love
from
that.
that.
You have to lie a little bit.
So we're looking at Ms. Jablonski and we're thinking that this is a pattern, right?
I think it's a pattern for both.
You do?
Well, a pattern of expectations and the other.
The
from
guy
both.
just started dating again. He doesn't have a pattern yet.
I see what appears like a fraudulent intent going into it.
Yeah.
Right?
I think on her part.
On her part.
Yeah, because he's just going in there trying to score, and he's feeling lucky, and she's a knockout and all that. But again, I don't feel that she looked. I don't know what his profile looked like, but she accepted a date with him, and she knew she was going to go to work him and twist him into a nice restaurant somewhere and get a meal. And for whatever reason, she chose to just go right down ordered everything. That's what gets me. That's just over the top, spiking the ball, rather.
These two did not belong together. She was clearly after him, not for affection, but for something else, in my
I
opinion.
think you overestimate her looks.
I don't think she's attractive, but I think she's.
God bless her.
In
But,
his eyes,
silver purpose.
she's attractive. Like I said a minute ago,
Yep.
classic legal definition of a putz. Okay,
Yep.
who's taken advantage of. She had, in my opinion, She had an agenda going into this thing. It was not a good one.
Definitely had an agenda.
I think she did have an agenda. Yes.
So what are we thinking for both of them? Shark pit?
I think that's pretty reasonable considering the circumstances.
Teach them both a lesson of consequences for your actions. Make them go out on a date with each other again.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
This time she pays?
She offered to pay.
Put them on an island and let them work it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys, are you pretty clear on the law and facts? You think you know where we're going on this one?
I think we got to throw the book at both of them.
Okay. So let's get back in there and tell them how it is.
Okay.
All right.
Break.
You may be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, after careful deliberation, the judges have reached a verdict on all claims and counterclaims. Before we announce the verdict, I'm going to give you guys one last chance to informally resolve your disputes. You see that I'm holding 2 envelopes, okay? Inside of each of these envelopes is a card. On that card, it says punish and forgive. You're each going to get one of these envelopes. The bailiff is going to escort you to the courthouse jail, where you will have 5 minutes to persuade the other side to either see the case your way or to forgive you if you believe that you are losing the case right now. Okay? This is a test. This is a test to see how well you think you did, how persuasive you are, and most of all, unironically, to see if there can be peace after all amongst the parties. Okay? You understand? Mm-hmm. You understand?
Yes.
Yes.
Judge Peter is going to speak with you briefly outside the courthouse jail before you guys go in there, and I wish you the best of luck. Madam Bailiff, please escort the plaintiff and the defendant to the courthouse jail.
Please proceed this way.
Well, we're here at the prisoner's dilemma. Do you know what the prisoner's dilemma is?
No.
What to do, what to do. Do you snitch on your friend? Do you roll over on them? Do you betray them? Do you try to work with them? So you have to choose, Mr. Hovsepian. Punishment or forgiveness? Can you forgive that lady for what she did to you? Think about it. Don't answer me now. Don't tell me now. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling embarrassed,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah. I feel for you. I feel for you. It's probably whoever was right or wrong, just to be at a table with the police being summoned and with all of the diners looking at you, probably nice people. And from what I read from your statement, you actually saw somebody there that you recognized.
Yes,
That can't have been fun.
that was bad.
Well, it's your chance now to speak with this person one-on-one to see if you can come to some kind of common ground or agreement. And if you can't, you can't. It's okay. You filed the claim and you're here. Okay? All right. Keep your chin up. Okay? All right. Well, Ms. Jablonski, here we are in front of the jail cell to engage in the prisoner's dilemma. A prisoner's dilemma is something many people throughout history have faced, people today face. It's a crossroads. Forgive or to punish? Do I betray the person I'm in here with, or do I save myself? Do I save both of us? These are the decisions you're going to have to make. You're going to get an opportunity to sit in there and speak with Mr. Hovsepian. You can get your mind across, your views across, and if it's not going anywhere, you don't have to continue the negotiation with him. Mm-hmm. The point now is to try and find common ground, okay? And do you have any thoughts right now?
Well, his ego is obviously hurt. If it's not about money, it's about his ego, because he did have expectations, and he knew how expensive the restaurant was. So his ego is hurt, and I think he needs therapy. It's not about the verdict. It's not about justice. He obviously needs therapy. There's more to it. He brought up his divorce, his children, the fear of jail. The guy needs therapy. He does.
How was the Wagyu beef? Was it good? Did you try some?
No, I didn't eat it. I've been vegan for 8 years.
You're vegan?
I'm vegan. Yeah, honestly, he ordered most of this and just blamed it on me.
I see.
I think he has a drinking problem too.
Well,
he wants to play a victim, clearly. His whole narrative was, I'm a victim, blah, blah, blah. And no, I mean, he matched with me.
he really should quit drinking. He should freeze it and eat it like a popsicle, like I tell all people. Thank you, Ms. Jablonski.
Oh, thank you.
Best of luck to you, okay?
Thank you.
Please enter the jail cell. We'll see you in 5 minutes.
I can't believe I have to be in here with you, this close to you after what you did to me.
How many bad dates have you been on?
Well,
How many?
Just one with
No,
you.
no,
It's
you're lying.
terrible.
You admitted in the other messages that you've been on bad dates.
I was
And you even
never
mentioned on the
embarrassed
phone.
like this. This was so
Well, that's your
embarrassing.
ego. That's your ego. Maybe
It's
you
not
need therapy.
my ego. My ego doesn't call the police and cause a big scene in a restaurant.
You've been catfished before? I'm not the catfish. You know how many guys are duped by women that use fake photos? You got the real deal.
Okay,
Just because
maybe
you
that's
had
your next step
expectations.
or something. I don't know what you're planning
Oh,
on
do you
for your
think I need to
future.
do that? No.
I don't know. You needed to order all that food
Oh,
even
this
though you
is an
said you
age
didn't
gap?
like me.
You're in your 60s. I'm about to be 30. You're lucky I even gave you the time of day.
I'm not in
Find
my
someone your
60s.
own age. Find someone your own age. Grow up. Grow up.
Is that what that's about?
Yeah, grow up. Be a man.
So why didn't you say something from the beginning? You knew how old I was before we went on a date.
Because I thought that older men were more mature. But you know what? I was wrong.
I'm immature.
Yeah.
What do you think that's normal what you did? I don't understand.
agreed on the restaurant.
Do all your dates end with the police showing up?
Well, because you weren't man enough to pay the bill. And we could have acted like adults and you could have asked me to Zell you and I would have. And I could Zell you right now. Is that what you
It
want?
was never about the money.
Then why are we here?
It's how you acted, what you did to
It's
me.
how you responded.
It doesn't make any sense.
Anyone can act the way they do. It's how you respond as an adult. You're responsible for your own actions. Stop blaming. Stop being the victim. You need therapy.
I think you should take your own advice.
I don't need therapy.
I don't think therapy could even help you. This isn't
Oh,
about
I will
therapy.
Zell you the money.
Do you know
You
what?
are rude.
Do you know what would help you is if you were actually in this jail cell and they locked the door on you because you need to be punished. For
I'm
this.
done. Leave me alone, you asshole.
Bailiff.
You may be seated.
Mr. Hovsepian, Ms. Jablonski, welcome back from the courthouse jail. I understand that you did not have a good time there. How was your second date? Was it good?
Horrible.
Horrible? As bad as the first, but at least you didn't get stuck with a $1,200 bill. Am I right, Mr. Hovsepian?
I hope not.
Okay, there was no bill this time. On your desks are the envelopes of fate. Please open them. Privately mark either punish or forgive, privately, so the other party doesn't see, and hand them to the bailiff. Thank you, Madam Bailiff. You may have noticed a strange circular object in the courtroom that has appeared while you were away. This is the Wheel of Justice, Peter. Judge Peter, would you like to explain?
The wheel of justice is a circle of fate. Where it falls, nobody knows. Not too early, not too late. Now, we don't know where it'll land, but I'm sure wherever it will land, justice, maybe even maximum justice, will be done. Let it begin.
Great. Madam Court Reporter, would you please bring the wheel of justice over? Madam Court Reporter, when you are ready, give it a nice firm spin. Madam Court Reporter, would you please announce the punishment?
It is naked JJs.
Judge Peter, would you like to tell the courtroom what naked JJs are?
Naked JJs. This is a most cruel and humiliating form of punishment involving the disrobement and nudity of a person doing JJs, jumping jacks.
Mr. Hovsepian and Ms. Jablonski, I hope you took that age-old mama's advice that we all got when we were young to wear clean underwear when leaving the house, because one of you will imminently be doing naked jumping jacks in the courtroom. Okay? So, Madam Court Reporter, would you mind taking the wheel of justice back against the wall? Ms. Jablonski, why don't we take a look at your envelope of fate and see if you elected to punish or forgive the plaintiff. Wow. Ms. Jablonski, a $1,200 meal was not enough. Bringing the plaintiff here. He suffered the humiliation here today, didn't he? And yet, you seek to punish him. Let's take a look at Mr. Hovsepian's selection. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that Mr. Hovsepian sought to punish you, Ms. Jablonski. Okay, now let's get to your claims. Mr. Hovsepian, you brought two claims, one for breach of contract and the other for fraud. With respect to your breach of contract claim, you're not claiming that there's a written agreement, so this would make it an implied contract. Even in a situation where there is an implied contract, there has to be some meeting of the minds. And the judges all agree, there simply was no meeting of the minds. She did not make a promise to you, and you did not promise anything in return. There was no contract. That claim is denied. To your next claim of fraud, in order to establish a cause of action for fraud, a party has to show that there were one or two or three false statements. They justifiably relied on those false statements and they were harmed in some way. The court unanimously agrees that Ms. Jablonski made more than one false statement to you, sir. She falsely stated that she was interested in you, that she was interested in a long-term relationship, and that her intent in going on the date with you was genuine. All of these statements were false. You reasonably relied on these false statements and you were harmed. Okay? The court enters judgment in favor of the plaintiff and orders the defendant to disrobe in the courtroom and do jumping jacks in her underwear for no less than 60 seconds. May the judgment commence.
I hope you learn your lesson and feel what the embarrassment I felt at the restaurant.
With this body, I'm not embarrassed.
Please.
Okay, that's enough.
Thank you, Ms. Jablonski. Thank you, Mr. Hovsepian. I think we can all agree that justice has been done today, perhaps even maximum justice. Thank you.